Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Donovan back again with some more movie talk. And really, I just wanted to kind of take the brief time to talk a little bit about the recent Jordan Peele produced Candyman sneak teaser trailer that got released. Just because, I've been a big fan of that original movie. So when I heard that they were going to be doing this remake or this kind of updating, or it's a sequel of sorts, which is what the trailer kind of makes it seem like, it's more of a sequel of sorts. I obviously was intrigued. Jordan Peele's very talented. I enjoyed Get Out, and I really enjoyed Us, actually. So far he has a very good track record with me in terms of the movies that he's been a part of. I haven't, at least the horror movies he's been a part of, and I haven't seen any of the Twilight Zone stuff he's done. I've heard some kind of bad things about that, but I haven't seen any of it myself, so I can't really say anything about it. But I did feel like, yeah, Jordan Peele, if they're going to take on this IP, Jordan Peele is a good choice to do it, and I do look forward to seeing what kind of twist he puts on it. So fast forward to recently seeing this trailer, and these are my thoughts on it. I thought it was a very good, very intriguing trailer. It did get me even more kind of excited to see what the movie's going to be like now. But what did stand out to me about this was the lack of Tony Todd's presence, most notably in the voice of the title character. That voice, they obviously had it, very deep and whatnot, but it just still is not going to compare to Tony Todd's voice. I think it did, like, Tony Todd in the first Candyman just had such a very distinct voice and just distinct presence about himself in general. He's a very tall dude. And just that voice is one of those things you almost can't really replicate it in a way. Like, you have to have the original producer of that vocal performance, meaning Tony Todd, has to be the one to do it. You know what I mean? I've heard that he's going to be a part of this movie. So maybe there's some sort of twist that just hasn't been revealed in that trailer, which most likely, knowing Jordan Peele, there is a twist that hasn't been revealed in that trailer, and maybe Tony Todd and his presence are a larger part of the movie, but we'll see. But that really stood out to me, is that lack of that true Tony Todd type performance being there. So we'll see what they do. There were shots in this trailer where you could get glimpses, hints of Candyman, or at least who supposedly is supposed to be him. And there was the guy, the performer was smaller and shorter than Tony Todd, like blatantly and obviously. And I do recognize this actor that's the main character in this movie. I don't know if he's supposed to become him, if he's supposed to become the title character, or if he's just kind of just the protagonist, almost filling the role that Helen played in the first one. Maybe this, I can't think of the actor's name, but he played Manta in he played Black Manta in Aquaman, and he's been in other stuff or whatever. But so I'm not quite sure where they're going with that. But just in some of the shots where it was clear somebody was supposed to be the title character, I think you've caught on to what I'm doing now and how I'm trying to avoid saying that name a lot of times. But whatchamacallit, whoever that wasn't, didn't have that same physical presence that Tony Todd had, just in terms of overall size or whatever. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm excited to see the film, but I'm already kind of like preparing myself to like adjust expectations and recognize how this is going to be very different than what you're kind of used to and what you loved with the first original movie. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to it, though. Looking forward to seeing what Jordan Peele pulls off with this. And that also leads me to my final kind of thing I wanted to talk about, was the fact that this is a Jordan Peele produced movie. It's not him directing it. He produced it and he co-wrote it, I believe. So him filling those two roles, true, it does leave lots of room for him to kind of have his fingerprints on this movie and how it's going to go. I've learned, though, that when a talented director takes on the producing role as opposed to taking on the directing role of a film, the film ends up not being as good as I would have liked it to be. Like, this happens a lot. It's happened a lot with James Cameron. It's happened it's happened with Spielberg. It's happened with a lot of directors, where once I see them taking on that producer role of the film as opposed to the directing role, which is where I really wanted to see them, because you knew they would really kind of, you know, put their foot in it, so to speak. It becomes under a letdown. It becomes underwhelming and things like that. So I'm a little bit worried about that aspect of this movie, just kind of like, you know, oh, you're not directing it, like this feel, because there's this natural feeling that when a director decides to direct a movie, and maybe this is it might be wrong to feel this way, maybe it's not actually accurate, but when it feels like when a director decides to direct a film, decides to direct a film instead of just producing it, it feels like they're putting more into it. You know what I mean? There's just something about that. And I know I'm not the only one who kind of has that perception about things. And it might be inaccurate, but it is my perception. So, but we will see. That's it for this video. Obviously, this isn't a review or anything like that. Just me kind of shooting the shit, talking a little bit about just my reaction to this Candyman trailer. I do want to make sure to mention I did catch that the Destiny's Child Say My Name kind of remix that they do there, and I like it. It's very effective. Obviously, the whole kind of play on say my name, and you know, we know the whole premise of this character and things like that. I liked it. Very sinister vibe with the music. You also, towards the beginning of the trailer, you get hints of Philip Glass's kind of classic score for Candyman. Or I don't know if maybe they don't play part of Philip Glass's piece, but they play a version of the piano song. I can't even think of the name of it. I'm not sure if Philip Glass did that one too. I know he does Candyman Suite. I don't know if he does that piano kind of vibed one. But anyway, so that's it. Looking forward to seeing what this movie brings to the table. Thank you for watching this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and please let me know, where you're at on this character and this film IP in general. Are you a fan of these movies? Most people acknowledge that at least the first one is pretty good. To me, it's really good. A lot of people don't really mess with any of the other ones. I haven't seen any of the other ones in totality, so I can't speak on it. But I've always been a big fan of the first one. Alright, so let me know what you think about the character. Alright, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.